Rabban, where are we? About three lines from the bottom. So Gemara says, some said this memra over of Rav Acha bar Chanina as far as pertaining to a different thing that Reb Shimon ben Yochai said in the name of Rabbi Akiva, i.e., meaning, what did he say? Pamim sha'adam kair kriya shema. Sometimes a person can say kriya shema shtei pamim b'yam, 2 times in a day. The way he said it previously was you could say it 2 times at night. Now he say you can say kriya shema 2 times in a day. Achas kaidin eitzachama, v'achas lachan eitzachama. You say once before sunrise and once after sunrise. And one Kriya Shema is for the night and one's for the day. So even though you're saying it looks like they're both in the day, it's bright outside, it's not sunny yet, but you say one right before nates, one right after nates, and one is for the night and one's for the day. So in other words, the nates, that second is a cutoff point, before then night, after then day. All right. So before we had it saying you can do Kriya Shema before and after Alois. Yeah. Now you're saying before and after Nates. So Hoguf Akasha says the Gemara, this is Akasha, what do you mean? You said a person can read Kriya Shema twice in the day. So Alma Kaidin Neitzachama is Yomamahu. You said that before Neitzachama, that's called daytime. So how can you Kriya Shema of the night and the day? So how could you say Kriya Shema? How could that be considered saying Kriya Shema of the night? If it's day, you can't say Kriya Shema of the night. Make up your mind, is it day or is it night? So Alma, what do you see from here? Now we're about to turn to Testament of Alma, really, before Nates, it's still night. So Gemara says, really, after Lois, before Nates, it's daytime. That's daytime. Why is it considered nighttime? There's plenty of people still sleeping before sunrise. Therefore, it's considered nighttime. And therefore, you could say Kriya Shema. Rashi says that you can say Kriya Shema before Nates, and that's considered Kriya Shema Shel Laila. Okay, so says the Gemara, Amar Rav Acha b'Reb Chanina, Amar Reb Shimon Levi. Rav Acha says the name of Reb Shimon Levi. Halacha Reb Shimon. We paskin like Reb Shimon. Which Reb Shimon is this? We paskin like Reb Shimon that says that you can read Kriya Shema until Alois Shachar. Remember back to our mission, there was a machlekes. When can you say Kriya Shema till Alois or till Chatzais? Till midnight or till sunrise, till dawn? So he said the halacha is we paskin like Reb Shimon. Shamash Merakiva Amar B'Shimon Zeira U'Bavad Shelo Yomar Hashkivenu. That you could say Kriya Shema till Alois Shachar. The only thing is the only caveat is you can't say Hashkivenu. In Ma'ariv, before you say Kriya Shema, you say Hashkivenu Hashem Elokeinu Shalom, and then so it's actually a machlokes. What does this mean? Shelo Yom Hashkivenu. Does this mean some Rishonim say it means don't say the words Hashkivenu? Will put us asleep in comfort. Skip those 3 words and carry on with the rest of the rest. Now you say all the tefillah except Hashkivenu because it's not time to go to sleep now. Now it's the crack of dawn. No one's going to sleep now. People don't go to sleep at Alois Shachar. So even though you could say Kriya Shema, then just don't say those 3 words Hashkivenu. Other say no means don't say the whole tefillah. It means you can't say the whole Birchas Kriya Shema. You can't say the whole bracha of Hashkivenu. Not just don't take out those words. It's not like like at then they say you can't say Motzei Menucha if you're not davening saying Slichas on Motzei Shabbos. So it doesn't mean just don't say those words or don't say the whole tefillah. So Kiyasa. Actually, take a look in the second line of Rashi. It It's interesting. Rashi says, "Hakayu kriyishma shalayla shachris." If you're reading kriyishma, the nighttime kriyishma, you're saying it in the morning. Somuch le'amud hashachar, before amud hashachar, lo yamashkivenu. She'ein oid zman tchila shchiva el zman say shchiva. According to Rashi, he's talking about the time frame even before Leis Shachar. You're allowed to say Kriya Shema, says Reb Shimon, says Rabbi Gamliel. You're allowed to say Kriya Shema till Leis. So you're 3 minutes before Leis Shachar, you say Kriya Shema. Great. Don't say Ashkevenu, because no one's going to sleep right before Leis. So, or that's not the usual thing. So that's according to Rashi, we're talking about before Leis Shachar. Take a look at Taisus of Bevad Shalayoy Mashkevenu. Taisus says, Pish Bekuntras. I'm also the Rishim Bayechai. The Kaya Kai the Mishayala, the Rishachai. This Memra is talking about the Reb Shimon's version, the Brisa, the Kuntur Shimon, that you say Krishma before Alais. Right? Venirili does Vada is Man Shchivahu. Says Taisus, what do you mean? Of course people are going to sleep then. That's of course the Man Shchiva before Alais. It's nighttime. Motzelmema Ashkevenu. V'ai, Dav Motzelmema, Amai Desalek Memei. He should have mentioned, could you do the chairs afterwards, please? He should have mentioned the, why would he be talking about now a gemorah that's good? He skipped. In other words, mention what we're talking about till now. The second brisa is talking about before Nates. And according to Rashi, he's going back to the Memra of before Alais. Why is he going back to the original brisa? Stick to, like, you should be discussing what we were just discussing, which is Nates. So, Operish Hasam Kutzi, the Kaya Kodim Nates. So, what's he talking about? According to Hasam Kutzi, it's talking about Kodim and Nates, that's when the gemorah says, don't say Ashkevenu. After Alais, he's saying Krishma after Alais, not before Alais. After Alais, you say Krishma, then you shouldn't go ahead and say Hashkevenu. Okay, interesting story over here. Next, says the Gemara. Ki asa Rav Yitzchak bar Yosef Amalu Rabbi Acha Amma had Rabbi Acha bar Bechanina Amar Rabbi Shua Levi. So he said this thing. The Rav Acha bar Bechanina says name Rabbi Shua Levi lav b'feir shitma. He didn't go ahead and paskin like that. Ela michlala itma. It was taken. It was understood from something else that he said. Meaning, tahu zuga. A couple of a pair of Talmud Chachamim, the Rabbanan, the Ishtaka Beilu the Rabbi, the Berei the Rabbi Shua. They got drunk in the wedding of the son of Rabbi Shua ben Levi. They got plastered in the chasna. I guess it happened back then. Like, don't go giving your boch and musa, don't get drunk. Yeah, they got drunk in the chasna. Also, come to Rabbi Shua ben Levi. So what happened? The Rabbi Shua ben Levi, I guess, was there. They asked Rabbi Shua ben Levi, what should we do? We're shikar, and I guess they missed Seisman Krishma. Actually, Rashi, for some reason, says they fell asleep. Take a look in the last white light in Rashi. Rashi says, V'yoshnu v'nirdumiv, they fell asleep. Ad lacha modeshacha, they fell asleep. It's important, because the question is whether you're honest, they fell asleep, well, we missed it, or they got drunk, and they were like, yeah, we'll push it off, they were mazed. So Rashi says they were honest. It's pretty important to the story. It's not a flourish in the story that they were honest, but Rashi says they got drunk, meaning they fell asleep. So he asked Rabbi Shua ben Levi, they said to him, what should we do? One of the most famous members in Shas, you could be saying Reb Shimon. Reb Shimon says you can say till Alais, you can say Kriyishma till Alais. And take a look, Rashi interestingly says, Rashi says Shas Atchak, Avashlois says Shas Atchak, no. In other words, you can't say Krishma till Alais. You can't be Saimach on this Reb Shimon that you can say Krishma till Alais. Unless you're an Einus. So Rashi says they were Einus. They fell asleep. Therefore you could be Saimach on Reb Shimon. But normally you can't go ahead and be Saimach on him. Okay. It says the Gemara, and it actually sounds very similar to the Maisa that was in the Mishnah. The Rabbi Gamliel's children came to him and they fell asleep and they went to a party. Okay. A very similar story. So the Gemara brings it, Maisa Shabbat Banav, that the Rabbi Gamliel's kids came to him and said, we went to party, we missed Krishma, what should we do? And they told him, Rabbi Gamliel told him in the Mishnah, say Krishma, right? Chacham only said, till Chatzais, to stop you doing Averis, as a boundary, right? This says a gemorah, so ask me an interesting question. It's the children of Reb Gamliel. It's the first mission in Shas. They didn't know the din. They didn't know that his father says you've got till alais. You know, like their father's going around, this is the din, you've got till alais. The kids don't know. It's the first time they got drunk. Or what's going on over here? They never asked their father beforehand. They didn't know the first mission in Shas. It's like, what's going on over here? So Hachi Ka'ama Lei. So this is what the kids said to Rabbi Gamliel, their father. They were respectful. They said, Rabbanan pliga aloich, the Chachamim argue on you, v'yachad v'rabim alachak rabim. And since they're the majority, and you're one, you're passing like the rabbim. Achrei rabbin hadis, it's a pasuk. You have to go with the rabbim. So yachad b'makom rabbim is nothing. Some say it's because there's two shittas, there's Reb Gamliel, there's Chachamim, and who's the other teacher, Reb Tarfon. There's two other shittas like that. So Allah, you're passing like the rabbim. Even though you're a father and you're the great Rabbi Gamliel, we're not passing like you. Or maybe no. That's not what's going on here. Rabbanan kavasach svili. Really, Rabbanan hold like you. Meaning that they agree. The question is, how do you understand the pasuk b'shachwa? When you go to sleep, you should say Krishma. Does it mean when you fall asleep, or the whole time that you're sleeping, the whole 12 hours, the whole 8 hours? So it's pshat that so Rabbi Gamliel says it means the entire time shachcha, whenever people are in bed sleeping. So you have the whole night till alais. According to Chachamim, do they agree with you that you've got the whole night? But they just said do it till chatzais as a chachcha. Or they hold like the other shita, Rebbe Lezer, that's the other shita, that you've got to do it when you go to sleep. So Rebbe Lezer says you've got the first third of the night. And Chacham say no, people still go to bed, the chatzais, that people also go to bed, the chatzais. So what is Chacham Shita? Do they hold like B'shachcha means when you're going to bed, or they hold B'shachcha means when you're sleeping? They didn't know. They didn't know what Chacham Shita was. So they said to him, do they hold like you would? And the reason why you have to do chatzais is just to prevent Avera. So Rabbi Gamliel said to them, Rabbanan kavasi sfira lehu. They hold like me. B'shachcha means you've got the whole night. V'chayav matam, and you chayiv to be krishma, v'ayit kam chatzais. So why did they say you've got til chatzais? K'dei lahachek adam min havera. V'lo yizu b'vad, says the gemorah, amru ela, Rabbi Gamliel, my kam chatzais. So why did Reb Gamliel say you've got to chatzais? This is what Reb Gamliel told his children. Even the Chacham that said you should say Krishma to chatzais, mitzvah shela amad shachar, the deraisa din is ad shiala amad shachar. In order to stop a person doing Avera. So, we can trust Rabbi Gamliel that that's pshat in Chachamim, and therefore the Rabbim hold you've got till alais, and that's how the Shulchan Aruch paskins that really make a din. You should try saying it till chatzais. He's chayshish for all the sheet. Just try to say it before chatzais, but if not, lechatchila you can say kriyishma, or b'di'evet you can say kriyishma till alais shacha. You have to say kriyishma. Says the Gemara, hek the chalavim. And Rabbi Gamliel said, when all these kabbanas, that you've got to do till, it says you got till chatzais, really you have till Amud Yomi also. So he brings hekda, v'chalavim, v'ilu, achilis p'sachim, says the Gemara like Tani. Why didn't he bring down achilis p'sachim? You have to eat the Pesach at night, carbon Pesach. In order to shech the carbon Pesach on the 14th. You eat it at night. So you have till chatzais? Why didn't he bring achilis p'sachim? There's a contradiction. Krishma, Arvis, Vahalal, Belal Psachim, Vachilis Psachim, Mitzvah Shalev Shachar. All these things you should do till Alais Shachar. So the Rashi says, by the way, we say Halal on Pesach. So before Gemorah, you have to say Halal on Pesach. Why? Because that's when they came out of Mitzrayim. That's when you should eat the carbon lechem oini, sha'ilim alav davar harba. Rashi says that means you're supposed to say halal when you eat the Korban Pesach. So, do you have till achilas psachim? Do you have till alois or do you have till chatzais? When do you have to eat Korban Pesach? So it's a machlokes. Reb Akiva and Reb Elazar ben Azar. The Tanya. V'achlu es abasa b'layla azeh. It says in the pasuk you should eat the Korban Pesach this night. Reb Elazar ben Azar oimer nemakan b'layla azeh. According to Reb Elazar, there's a gzera shaveh. It says here b'layla azeh. V'nemer lahalon v'avati be'ez zayin b'layla azeh. Says the gemorah malahalon at chatzais afkan at chatzais. So according to this shita, Reb Elazar ben Azar, you have to eat the Korban Pesach till chatzais. That's why I think we eat Afikaim until chatzais, right? You got the chatzais to eat Afikaim and the zeichel Korban Pesach. No one does it, or everyone tries. I always make it for some reason. I have no problem. Amalei Reb Akiva. So Reb Akiva said to him, "What do you mean? V'alikfal ne'emar." It says in the pasuk b'chipazoin. Ad shas chipazoin. They were rushed. You can eat the Korban Pesach ad shas chipazim, the time of rushing. What was the time of rushing? We're going to see. Imkein ma Talmud loymar b'layla zeh. In other words, he's saying b'chipazim. When did they rush out of Mitzrayim? They actually left in the day. We're going to see there's a pasuk that says they left in the day. They didn't leave at night. So you can eat Korban Pesach ad shas chipazim, till the shas chipazim, till we were rushing. So it says the gemorah imkein ma Talmud loymar b'layla. So what does it mean b'layla? So yachol yeinechol kakachim b'yoyim. You might think you can eat it like kachim you can eat in a day. You might think, oh, because of Korban Pesach you can eat it in a day. Tamalema belayla. Belayla nechal v'loy bleib. So belayla is coming to tell me that you can't eat it in a day. You might think b'chipazah means you can eat it the whole day also. No, belayla, you have to eat it at night. And the mission of Reb Elazar ben Azariah. Now, according to Reb Elazar ben Azariah, this like gzeira shava is tzrich lemeimar lemichtov Hazeh. You need the pasuk hazeh. Hazeh tells me hazeh. You got the chatzais. And the Rekiva hazeh mayavele. What does he do with this pasuk hazeh? What does he do? Lemu'ute laila acher. It's coming to tell me you've only got one night. A bit of a chiddush here. Das sakadat echamina hayol pesach kachim kalim. Pesach it's a kachim kalim. It's not chatas. It's a kachim kalim. It's not kachim. Kachim Kshashim, V'shlomim Kachim Kalim. And Shlomim is also a type of Kachim Kalim. Ma Shlomim Nechom Shnei Yomim V'layla Echad. You say every day, Musaf, you have Shnei Yomim V'layla Echad. You've got 2 days and a night in between. Af Pesach Nechal Shtei Leilais B'mokom Beis Yomim. So you might think that the Korban Pesach also you've got 2 nights and 1 day. So it's a bit of a machlokes if that means you can eat it also in the day in between the 2 nights, or it means just the night, the first night and the second night, without the day in the middle. You might think you can eat it 2 nights and 1 day. Kamash Malon. Torah comes to tell me, you've only got 1 night. Don't learn out from other kochim that you've got 2 nights. Torah says kochim Belayla zeh, 1 night and 1 night only. Reb Elazar ben Azariah, he knows that. He knows you don't have 2 nights because it says in Torah, don't leave anything over till the morning. Reb Akiva says, why can't he learn out from that pasuk? Reb Akiva, if from that pasuk have a meaning, my biker sheni, you might think you've got the second morning. Listen about biker. If he holds you've got 2 nights from Kachim Kalim, you might think you've got the second morning. Every time it says biker means the first morning, that morning. It doesn't mean you've got there's no however many you have a second morning. So that's the machlokes, that's the crux of the machlokes. How do you learn this pasuk? V'hani Tanai, Kahani Tanai. And this, Reb Elazar and Reb Akiva, they're actually arguing in the same thing that different two Tanaim argue about the Tanya. Shom tizbech as a Pesach be'erev g'boy hashemesh moyed zeischa mitzrayim. You should bring the Korban Pesach g'boy hashemesh, which means as the sun's going down. Ata oichel moyed zeischa mitzrayim. Okay, 1 second. The Tanya Shom tizbech as a Pesach be'erev g'boy hashemesh. Rebbe Lezer Aimer. So Rebbe Lezer explains, Ba'erev ata zeveach. In the Erev, when the sun starts going down, so he explained, from Chatzais, the sun starts going down. The sun's in the middle of the sky, midday. From then on, the sun's going down, right? So from then, you can shecht. Ba'erev ata zeveach. Kuvaya shemesh, in the evening, ata oichel, at night you eat. Umayit seis cham mitzrayim ata seiref. And then the next day, in the morning, when they came out of Mitzrayim, you burn whatever's left. Rabbi Shuaim be'erev ata zoveach, he says the same thing. In the evening, you shecht. After chatzais, you shecht. Ukubaya shemesh ata oichel. In the evening, when it's dark, you eat. Vad mata es oichel, when can you eat till? Ad moed seis cham mitzrayim. Until the time they came out of Mitzrayim, which is the morning. So that's the machlekes. Do you have to eat the Korban Pesach till chatzais, or do you have the whole night to eat the Korban Pesach? Everyone agrees when they came out of Mitzrayim, they came out in the evening and night. Hashem took us out of Mitzrayim Laila. We came out at night. But when did they actually leave? They left in the day. They came out with a raised hand. Shas chipozos. What do they argue about? What does it mean, this chipozon? It says b'chipozon yetzu, right? They left in a rush. Whose chipozon was this? Rabbi Lezer ben Azariah saw my chipozon was in the Mitzrayim. You know who rushed them? The Mitzrayim. The Egyptians was rushing. Their firstborns were all being killed. So they were saying, get out, get out, get out. The Yisrael, well, they were chilled. They were taking it easy. They weren't rushing anywhere. Rabbi Kiva Sava, my chipozon to Israel. So what's the chipozon? When Israel ran out. Now, according to everyone, the Egyptians gave them reshus to leave at night. At night they said, get out. They were telling them, get out in the middle of the night, when all the firstborns were being killed. But there wasn't Bluetooth in those days. There wasn't a Wi-Fi or WhatsApp group. They didn't hear about it until the morning. The word didn't get out till the morning, so they rushed out in the morning. So they were telling them to get out at night. But that's how Rashi explains it. Rashi says, take a look in the second last line of Rashi. Be'erev nigalu, they got out at night. Nosnulem reshus lates. What does it mean they came out at night? At night they were given reshus to leave. They didn't actually leave till the morning. B'chipozim de Mitzrayim, makas abuchayros, abuchayrim shal yodom, nichvazu lahar l'shalcham. When makas b'chayros happened, the Mitzrim were rushing. They said, get out, get out. They were screaming, get out. Chipozim de Yisrael, lo yishamu lahem lates ad habayka. They didn't get the call till the morning. In other words, it took time for the word to spread. So that's why they only came out in the morning. Is that the end of this till the two dots? Hold on. Okay, so one more line over here. You came out at night. They came out at night. They only came out in the day. They came out in the morning. This comes to teach me the Geula started in the evening. They were told in the evening, out, leave, you can leave, you're free. Start the evening, but the Ikka Geula only happened in the day. Have a wonderful day, Shkayach. Oh, I didn't know that.